response. In a televised speech, Abdullah Malik Al-Houthi says that the Israeli regime aims to invade all countries in the region without encountering retaliation. Israel's military aggression in Syria has intensified since the rise of the new regime led by Nusra Front leader Abu Mohammed al-Julani in December. Reporters in a significant escalation of its ongoing atrocities, Israel launched airstrikes earlier in the week targeting key military and government sites in Damascus and the southwestern province of Daraa. Report says Israel is manipulating an ongoing strife between the locals or tribes in the area, armed factions in the southern province of Sueda, which began with tit-for-tat kidnappings to attack Syria. Your financial indicators ran to the dollar 17 rand 69, the euro 20 rand 61, and the British pound is 23 rands 80 cents. Your weather 21 degrees. A quick reminder of our top story: 3 men have been seriously injured after falling through the roof of a factory in Umbilo. That's the news.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg 105.6 FM.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور، أحب الوفي الأمين الأغر، فأهل الوفاء كلون السحاب وحسن الربيع وماء المطر. أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور، أحب الوفي الأمين الأغر، فأهل الوفاء كلون
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is a Friday night. It is 7 minutes after 9 o'clock. You with me, buddy Govender, and Faizal Suleman from the Let's Chat team. It is Casbah evening. We're going to be talking all things Casbah. We're walking through the Casbah as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Faizal, how are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Buddy, alhamdulillah, all good. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wal aqibatil muttaqeen was salatu was salam ala rasulin kareem Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. All praise due to Allah, the Lord, cherisher, nourisher, sustainer and master of the universe, the most gracious, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Ya Allah, it is only you that we worship, and it's your guidance that we seek. Ya Allah, keep us in the straight path. Ya Allah, show us blessings, your mercy. Ya Allah, guide us. Greetings, salams, salutations on our beloved Nabi Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Yes, buddy, it's an absolute pleasure being with you on the show this evening. And you know, you did say that we're going to take a walk down memory lane. So it's all yours, my bro.
Yeah. You know, today, Faisal, I must just mention this. I was at Jummah at the Musgrave Mosque. And coming out of the mosque, you know, I'm not expecting to chat. I just want to get to the car. And there were guys like stopping me. And they were all trying to tell me how much they enjoy the show. It's encouraging when you hear from other people, because sometimes you don't even know if anybody's out there listening. And there's so many of the people listening out there. It was really good to hear from these brothers and say, where they said, how do you guys remember all these things? And I said, I'm sure you remember it as well, but you're just not thinking about it at the time. The beauty part is, Faisal, by us talking about all this, it brings up all those memories again of people and, you know, stuff. We're going to call this echoes of the Casbah, because that's what it is. It's something that resonates in our soul. It's something that echoes in our minds. And, you know, Faisal, we are sons of the Casbah, aren't we?
Absolutely. In fact, somebody called me, during the course of the week and said to me that, Faisal, you're wondering why I'm calling you. I said, yeah, well, you know, I am wondering, definitely. And they tell me, you know, you brought me to tears on Friday night. You know, you spoke about, he referred to one of the things we discussed, and he brought back these memories and things like that. Can you send me a podcast? I said, yeah, no problem. We'll send it to you.
Absolutely.
And it was, and then subsequently, you know, you meet people all the time. And they're always talking about the effect, this, you know, the positive effect this program is having on them. So alhamdulillah, that's the idea, to take a walk down memory lane. So let's start walking.
Yeah, but you know, before we go there, Faisal, the WhatsApp number into the studio.
060-904-1056.
Now, why I'm asking that is that what we'd like you to do out there, because we want you to be involved in the show. This is not just a show where we sit and talk. We want you to also help us. Maybe we want to know today. Send us a WhatsApp. Which Casbah landmark holds a special place in your heart? It could be Victory Lounge. It could be Madrasa Arcade.
Mhm.
It could be the Victoria Street Library. It could be the Basha Pier. It could be the Grey Street Mosque or the Emmanuel Cathedral.
Yeah.
Tell us which landmark holds a special place in your heart. That WhatsApp again?
060-904-1056.
Yes, and the listeners, they know all about the WhatsApp 9 into
And
the
I
studio.
think let's add to it a little.
Yes.
Besides telling us, which landmark holds a special place in your heart, tell us why.
Yeah, we'd love to know why. And also, Faisal, that's good. Not just the why, but tell us a bit about why for you.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Give us that sort of memory. We'd love to hear from you. So please do WhatsApp us into the studio right now.
060-904-1056. Now, having said that, buddy, which landmark is important to you? I know you're going to tell me there's several. Because
Faisal, you know why you knew that? Because it's the same for you.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
But I tell you what, I'd like to go with the Victoria Street Library.
You're thinking like me now.
Yeah. I think we all have some fond memories of the library. We studied there. We spent time there. We just hung out there, isn't it?
Yep.
And of course, there was the Tintin books.
Now, I think I said this in the program previously, and I'm just repeating myself.
Yes.
That many of us, used to borrow books and deliberately not return it on time, simply because 3 days time you can get a little reminder postbox and be excited. I got a letter.
Yeah. Faisal, what about the books they were called reference? You couldn't take them out the library.
No.
So
You read
what
them
I used to do was, if I needed to hide them, I would pull the books out, put it at the back of the shelf, and then put the books back so you couldn't see the book at the back, so nobody else could borrow them.
Yes.
And you couldn't take those books out. But I think for me, the Victoria Street Library was special.
It was.
There was, I love those little benches. There was those little chairs for little guys to sit on at one time, and there was that smell of the books.
Yes.
Isn't that?
Yes. And people from most schools in the area used to come there.
Oh yes, from all over.
So you're meeting a lot of people, and especially when it's it's time for exams, you're meeting people from different schools in the same. Well, I can't say same grade because that time it was standards, not grade.
Yes,
but in the same standard.
Yeah.
And you're comparing notes, and what shows your exam paper will show you ours, and you used to turn out into group study.
Yeah.
And it was fun, absolute fun.
Without us thinking about it then. Today, we're very conscious of it. It was a safe space.
Yes.
We never bothered about it then because everywhere was a safe space for us back in the day.
Definitely.
But the Victoria Street Library, for me, Faisal, I'm going to put that as number one. I've got some really, really fond memories of the Victoria Street Library. What about you?
Well, you've just stolen my thunder. But I was also thinking of the Gandhi Library.
You take the words out of my mouth.
Because especially when it came to varsity.
Oh, yeah.
We used to go to the Gandhi Library to study. And there was a distraction there.
Yeah.
There was a distraction, a huge distraction. Because that's the only time that we read all the newspapers from all over.
From India especially.
From India and wherever.
Exactly.
Just so that you're not going to get down to studying, just 5 moments before, just to catch up. So, yeah, there was a distraction there as well. But what was good about it was, it was more studying late night.
Yeah.
And then we bring our lunch from home, because at that time, not many takeaways and that was open.
Exactly.
And if they were open, then I'm not sure if the pockets allowed us to go there.
So just tell me now, you're saying that the Gandhi Library was open till quite late?
So what used to happen is that the person who was in charge.
Yes, that man.
Especially, when it comes to examination time or a month before exam, by special arrangement, he used to allow us to use the library.
Okay, I didn't
But not
know that.
only certain of us. I mean, it was quite a group of people.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and this was especially because there was nowhere else we could study, because everybody, were living in little flats in town, with extended families. So you needed that space to go and study.
Yeah.
So it was that. And then also in Bond Street.
Yes.
I think it was the Kara Center, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
There was an Academy of Arts, Science and Commerce.
That's right.
So we had access to that place as well.
Okay.
So we used to go and study there as well.
That came up much later.
Much
that
later.
Big building had the sari shop downstairs.
Yeah. Much later.
Okay.
And so it was fun because again you're meeting your friends over there, and then many of the students that were boarding, in that time.
That's right. There were lots.
Yeah. So they used to come there to study as well.
Yeah.
So it used to be a nice group, and then all of us, of course they boarding, so they don't bring foods from home. We used to bring extra lunch or something, whatever it was. But it was the camaraderie was something else.
It was.
And it was fun. And again, it gets to group study, sharing notes. Some of us, used to play tani instead of lectures. So at that time we needed the notes. Notes. So you know what it was like.
You know the Gandhi Library as well. It's funny when that's more like a higher learning library, am I right? Whereas in the earlier days you would go to Victoria Street, standard 6, standard 7, but once you hit the standard 9s, you were sort of gravitating towards Gandhi Library because there was a university crowd there as well. So my friend and myself, Mohammed Chuan, and you know Chu, the late Mohammed Chuan. We used to sit there and we used to chat and giggle, and then you would get that from the back.
Yes, of course.
And then you would keep quiet and you would giggle again. And then the man in charge, he was a bit of a cheeky guy as well, wasn't he?
Yes.
He would sit right in the front and then walk around.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was really a lovely place.
It was fun. I mean, we're speaking about it with happiness, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
With good memories.
From part of my research, one of the things about the Gandhi Library back in the day was funerals went off from there.
Is it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about 1933, 1935.
That's
the funerals of some of South Durban's well-known sports person, boxers, for instance, back in the day. One went off from that place. There was also a man that came back from overseas and he was going to give a talk. It was at that venue, the Gandhi Library, which is really fascinating.
In fact, they should have the debates over there.
Oh, there you go.
I just can't get the name, but they had like a mock parliament kind of thing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and they used to have those debates. I used to attend there with my brother.
Okay.
Because he was a member of that debating society or something. And then we tagged along.
Yeah. Do you remember those big tables?
Yes.
I wonder what they did with those tables.
Yep.
Hey, there was those big long tables and they were solid, but you're quite right, Gandhi Library.
There's a message that's come through from my brother Junaid.
Great.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Top show. We need to reminisce the good times. Bioscope and the top chow place. Yes, of course.
Well, brother Junaid, tell us what your top chow place was. Tell us what the top chow was there. We'd love to know that there and help us along. Faisal, the late author Aziz Hassam.
Yes.
He wrote a book, The Lotus People. Now, he was like family to me. So him and I collaborated a lot on discussing Casbah. So a lot of what he writes in the book, sometimes he would bounce off just to get some detail, but the book is just fascinating. I'd like to read a passage from here just to let the readers know. So this is from the late Aziz Hassam. The book is called The Lotus People. I'm sure many, many of you out there would know about it. But I want to read this. Now, I want you to picture the scene. We are standing in Commercial Road, Nuffield Parkade.
Okay.
I want you to take the parkade away, and I want you to put green grass.
Yep.
With trees on the periphery, those big pine trees. That was like Freedom Square.
Yep.
So I'm going to read from the book. On the morning of the rally, the last Sunday of March 1946, a hint of an early winter was in the air. By midday, the sun had reasserted itself and spread its warmth over the city. Hours before the appointed time, somber groups of Indians could be seen heading towards Nickel Square. The men leading the way with the women and children not far behind. By 2 that afternoon, the square was packed to capacity and still the crowds poured in from Pine Street, Commercial Road, Grey Street, Albert Street, the roads that flanked the island venue. Well, the speaker, standing on the rear of an open lorry, looked down on the huge crowd and surveyed the scenes. Hundreds of women were standing in rows before them, a sea of men and boys behind them. A few folding chairs were provided for the old and the frail, and most of them were already occupied. When the square could accommodate no more latecomers, lined the pavements, the people lined the pavements and spilled over onto the streets. At 2:30 p.m., without any formal introduction, the speaker walked up to the mic and identified themselves. The first, a poet and playwright by the name of Shlomo. He took the speaker's stand. He says, "The fight for justice," in a clear baritone, "should not be the sole responsibility of the Indian people. The fight for freedom is a fight in which we are all participants. We all want to be free. The young people in the African National Congress support your struggle. Well, he barely resumed his seat when a colored Mr. Smith from the Durban branch of APO walked up to the mic. He said, the colored people of Durban have pledged to support the Indians in this fight. If so-called white civilization requires a bill of this nature, it has no right to exist. It should itself perish. We endorse the decision of the Natal Indian Congress to launch a concerted campaign in defeat of those measures of the government. So that, again, it puts it right into context where this happened.
Absolutely.
It did happen in March of 1946. There was a big gathering there. And again, it's so pertinent today, Mandela Day, that there you go. It was a voice of South Africans. It wasn't the voice of the Indians. It wasn't the voice of the Coloureds. It wasn't the voice of the Africans pulling aside. It was a voice of South Africans. And that's right in the book. And I would really encourage all of you to get this book, The Lotus People. It's certainly a book, Faisal, that actually should be a set book in schools, especially
Definitely.
in Durban, because it tells the story of Durban. It's called The Lotus People by Uncle Aziz Hassam, as I call him. Do you remember, Nickel Square?
Yes, in fact, you spoke of Nuffield Arcade.
Yes.
That came much later than this.
Yes.
What does that remind you of as a student?
The
squash courts.
Oh, of course.
The squash was very new that time.
That's new. Actually, it's not Nuffield. There must be. It's Newfield.
No, but many of us called it.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah.
The squash courts. Phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yep. And one of the very few places that has squash courts where we could play.
Do you remember? I think you were there with us. We used to go after school. So at about 3:30 till 5, it was much cheaper than from 5 through the evening when all the business people came. But the trick was, Faisal, that you booked the court from 3:30 to 4:30 for an hour. But the lights was fine. You didn't need lights. 3 o'clock you could start playing. And you finish off when the guy bangs on the window and says, it's 5 o'clock.
Time up now. Time up.
And all you did was you paid for 1 hour.
1 hour,
the things we did in the Casbah, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
But you were talking about Nickel Square.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yes. The gym downstairs. There was a gym on the ground floor. There was the squash courts on the top.
Nickel Square also has squash.
No. Sorry, Nuffield. You're talking about Nickel Square?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, my apologies. Nickel Square was Albert Street, Commercial Road, Pine Street, and Grey Street, where the big parkade is now. But in 1946, it was like a freedom square. It was where people in town, political meetings would be held. I've got a photo of the Muslim Brigade marching down Commercial Road.
Okay.
It is a beautiful photo. And if you look on one side, all you see are these big coniferous trees that line the edge of Nickel Square. And, it must have been something to see the orderly fashion, Faisal. Did you read in what he says? The women were in front. The men and the boys were in the back. I mean, today we'd be all just standing all over the show trying to voice our opinion.
The other thing is, you talk about the dressing of the people at that time. I mean, every photograph that I saw of my late dad, I mean, he was always
Immaculate.
attired in a coat, in a suit with a tie, and everybody with him was immaculately dressed.
I don't know about your dad,
Yeah.
but maybe your grandfather. Did he wear a hat?
No, my dad didn't.
No.
My grandfather did.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
but my dad didn't.
So I don't know if you remember seeing him with the hat, but they would take the hat off every now and then and pat themselves with a handkerchief, and then put the hat back on again.
Wipe on the sweat.
That was that was a different era.
Yeah. Little things,
Yep.
but mean a lot.
Absolutely. So that Nickel Square area is incredible. Pine
In fact,
Parkade.
I think that is why they continuously have all these banners there of the ANC presidents, the past
They
presidents,
do. Yes.
and every time there's something that's pertinent, it's something in our language these days. Something's trending
Absolutely.
politically. Then
I
they
don't know if you remember when we were in school though, because we you and I would never remember Nickel Square without Nickel Square being there.
No, I
Okay.
always remember the building.
But in the front area towards the Grey Street,
Yes.
there was a piece of lawn with a small hedge around it.
Yes, in fact, I think it's still there.
No, it's not. They've concreted
They've
it.
concreted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that hedge used to have these small red chilies.
Yep.
And
Okay.
people would walk past and they'd pick all these chilies up there. I just remember that. There's something else that's in my head. But that must have been the last bit of green grass on that Nickel Square parkade. But the freeway also didn't come through there.
No, it didn't.
Yep. Remember there was the Pine
Yes.
Street.
Yes.
If you went into Pine Street, there was the post office.
Yes, I remember the post office very well.
Upstairs, there was this little book exchange. Hey, have you ever been to the book exchange?
Yes.
Eh?
Yes, we should go there. In fact, the one we went to was then extended to St. George's Street. And then it was...
Didn't we get ripped off, Faisal?
Yes.
You know, I would take my
Richie
shoot
Rich,
magazines
yes,
and my Richie
Archie's.
Rich there, and I would think, well, you know, this is going to give me like 20 Rand worth of books.
Yep.
So the guy would take the book and he would say 1 cent, 2 cent. Eventually, I'm like about probably 50 cents for all my books, which means I can go now take books
Yes.
for the total of 50 cents. We
yes.
were ripped off.
Mhm.
And we didn't know what to say.
Yep.
We just kept quiet and then went about our business.
Yep.
Ajmeri Arcade.
Mhm.
What's your memories of Ajmeri Arcade? Besides that loud music.
I think I have more memories of Madrasa than Ajmeri.
Madrasa Arcade.
Yeah, but because that's where,
Yeah.
you know, on your way to school, you remember you don't have your pencil
Oh, you
and you're going to Mr. Jasbai's shop just towards Cathedral Road and getting your little
Absolutely.
pencil. And he had those special pencils which were already sharpened.
Yep.
So it was a great feat for you. You know what I
and
mean?
you had to have like an HB pencil.
Yes, yes, yes,
or,
yes,
or some 2H or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it was,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Those arcades are something else, you know. When last have you walked through them?
In fact, I was discussing that
Faisal, we're going
yesterday.
to take a walk.
I don't know when last I walked in.
No, you and I are going to
yeah.
take a walk through
Must be
there.
like 10 years.
I'm going to take you through to Madrasa Arcade,
mhm.
Ajmeri Arcade.
I used to go there very often
Yeah.
because the person who replaced my watches
Yes.
had a shop there.
Yes.
Guru Brian, but
he's
unfortunately
still,
he's late.
yeah, he's late, but I think the
yeah.
shop may still be
Is
there.
it? Yeah, so,
He's passed on.
Yeah.
But what about Mullah's Cafe? When last in Cathedral Road?
no, I haven't been there for decades, I think.
There's a book I'm reading at the moment,
Mhm.
and the book is about town
Mhm.
in the 30s,
Okay.
20s to the 30s. And Cathedral Road had houses
Yes.
with a yard, a
Mhm.
garden.
Mhm.
Can you even imagine that?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Cathedral Road having gardens. Come on, guys, we'd love to hear from you out there. Please send us a WhatsApp. Tell us anything that you may be thinking about in the Casbah. We want to know what's your special place. You must have a special place.
Absolutely.
We really want to hear from you.
060-904-1056. I repeat, 060-904-1056. Let those WhatsApp messages roll.
And as I said this morning, today at Jummah, it was so lovely to have brothers come up and actually tell us how much they're enjoying the show. So we know you're out there, and we'd love to hear from you. Other things we spoke about was tea rooms. We spoke about the restaurants,
So, sport.
but let's talk about neighbors.
Mhm.
You know, some of us had some very famous neighbors. I was in the middle of two extremely famous neighbors, Faisal. I'm going to tell you just now. But where you lived or where your dad's factory or business was, do you remember any of those people?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them, I remember. Yeah, I actually... I lived in Overport in
Yes.
Sparks Road, but,
Yeah, but you were
I
there.
spent virtually all my life at my uncle's home in Prince Edward Street.
Yep. Okay.
You know, at the Jinnah Scott in
Yep.
Prince Edward Street.
Yep.
And in fact, I remember almost everybody from the street.
Absolutely.
And it was absolute fun, undoubtedly. Even where my dad had his office at the time,
Yeah.
Group Center, I
That's
remember
right.
our neighbors there
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, of course, you remember our famous Uncle George as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. How would we forget Uncle George?
You can't
What a
forget
good
him.
man. What a
Mhm,
good
mhm,
man. You know, may his soul rest in peace as well. He was certainly a good man. Well, Faisal, I was between two iconic people in our community.
Mhm.
On our left-hand side, as I've told you before, but I'm so proud to say it was the most amazing maths teacher, Mr. Patel.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes,
Mr.
undoubtedly.
Patel he was just phenomenal when it came to maths. And on the other side, I had Mr. Rambaros, who was the founder of the Aryan Benevolent Home.
Okay.
So, you know, I had these two gentlemen on either side of me, and I grew up under their watch.
Mhm.
And I must say, they were just something else. The thing about those men was that they didn't say much,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
they influence. And isn't that something about Casbah or our fathers
Yes.
in those days?
Yes.
Sometimes they didn't have to say much, Faisal. When your
No.
dad gave you that look, you knew.
No. Your mom just had to tell your dad's on his way, and now you're in trouble, my man.
You knew exactly. So yeah, go ahead, Faisal.
You know, we had lots of prominent people that grew up in the Casbah.
Yeah.
Lots of prominent judges as well.
Oh yes,
Senior counsels, advocates.
that's right.
You know, in the medical field,
Yep.
we had professors, surgeons, you name it. You name it.
Absolutely.
We had
But
top
the-
professionals that
The
that
swimming pool in Ashaval, the Balkumar
Yeah.
swimming pool. That gentleman, Mr. Balkumar, I used to see him.
Okay.
You know, we used to walk amongst giants and we didn't know.
Yep.
You know, these were just normal men walking about, and little do we know. A.V. Muhammad, the shop across the road.
That's the Queen Street now.
Queen Street,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Do you remember that shop?
Very well.
There were two shops next to
Yes,
each other. You
one
could
was
walk.
AV supermarket and one was the
That's
children.
right.
Yes.
Exactly. You could
And
walk
next to it
through
was
it.
Premier, and then next to it was Sam Akna.
That's right. And then it was Dr. Chedrawi, as we spoke about last week. But the AV Muhammad,
Yeah.
those tea rooms, Hawk's Nest, Hansas, that was our meeting points.
Meeting point, and that's where we used to play the soccer machine and the flipper machine, if you remember.
Yeah, we called it our meeting points. Today
Yeah.
they were called the clubhouse.
And you know, and yes, of course. And you know, the beauty part of it, there was this arrangement. You are playing ball. You're playing football.
Yep.
The minute the cops come, you run into the tea room. You run to the
That's
back.
right. Yep.
You run to the back, and now you just start quickly playing with the bottle as if you're working there. You know.
And no one asked you anything.
No. It was accepted. It was understood and accepted. Understood and
Yeah.
accepted.
Tin caps, did you play that?
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
Because the guys from AV Muhammad's, those guys, the Chacha, you remember Chacha and those guys?
Yes.
They were masters in
Yes,
tin caps.
yes, yes.
And they
On the
could
little
drag.
box.
They could drag it.
On the little box outside. You remember those clover
Yep.
boxes outside?
You remember that? Do
Yes.
you? Okay,
Yes,
Faisal,
yes,
you
yes.
now right on,
Yeah.
on the point.
Yes.
It was that white box. I
White
think.
box, white with the red.
Yeah,
Yes.
a wooden box.
Wooden box.
And we used to sit on there, and that's where we used to play. I can
Yes.
see it right now.
And then
Oh.
one of the cold drink companies came up with this soccer players, Durban City and Durban United
And Celtic.
and Celtic.
Yep.
And then they didn't give you two names. I think it was
No, three.
Monroe and Bender. or something.
Monroe was for City.
It was, yeah.
Bender was
Bender.
for Celtic.
Mhm.
And guess who was for Durban United?
It's in the back of my mind.
Malcolm Fulby.
Malcolm Philby. Those are not there. And you just bought and bought and bought and bought and trying to get the right check.
How many cokes did we drink?
Okay, here's a message come from Asad Akbar.
Okay.
Salams, guys. My lovely Durban Beach and Cape Town and P and Joburg and Bloom. Thank you, guys. Lovely show on Radio Ansar. This message came from Mohammed from Reservoir Hills, Durban. Jazakallah khair. Thank you for that message.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just sitting now thinking about that wooden box.
Mhm.
Do you remember the weighing machine? Like you could
Yes.
put 2 cents in there and
Yeah.
stand
You
on
can
that
stand
thing
on-
and,
yes.
and you can weigh yourself.
Yes,
eh?
yes. And come quick. You can also join in before that thing. You don't get a second.
There was one right outside Hansas between the Premier Book Bazaar and Hansas. There was one, and we used to just sit on it the whole day.
Whole
I
day,
think
yeah.
we must have broken
I'm
the
sure.
scales or what have you. But we've got such good memories in the Casbah. One of the standout places, Faisal, I'm sure you must have been going to Juma. There was the Grey Street Masjid.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Lots and lots and
what's-
lots of memories.
What's something that's one of the fun memories there in that
Well,
masjid?
of course, Ramadan was great in that area. Tarawih was great there.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Even you eat salah, and after the Eid, meeting at the corner there, it was wonderful.
Exactly.
And when it came to the Eid al-Adha,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, then we had all the the muezzins and their families and all the foreigners. They used to sing with the duff, sing nasheeds and that with the duff, special Eid songs.
Oh, mashallah.
And it was fantastic.
Yeah.
We should always could stand, watch them, and these are memories that
Yeah.
it was excellent.
In the courtyard in the middle, if you remember,
At the
it was grass.
Yeah.
Were they slaughtering there?
They should slaughter
Yes,
there.
look at
as well.
that, eh?
Yes.
So you could be standing on that particular site, not knowing you're standing in the middle of the city.
Yes.
It was a incredible place. The mosque was built on land. There was once a morning market owned by a Tamil woman in the 1860s, and it became the hub for Muslim migrants, traders, indentured workers. The Juma Masjid, a Waqaf Trust, established in 1916. That's a long time ago. Eh? Those gentlemen had such great foresight to be able to. Now, the original masjid, though, is actually surrounded by the facade that's there now. If you go to the school at the back in Cathedral Road and you go up the stairs and you peep out the window at the back, you'll see the original
Yes.
masjid standing there. I often take people for walks, take them up there, because that was a girls' school, remember?
Yes, Juma Masjid
You
Girls.
know, it's a bit dodgy now, eh?
Is
Must
it,
tell you. Oh,
Yeah.
very dodgy.
Okay. Message comes. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. BG. I like that one. Bali Govender, right? Bali Govender. I remember Madrasa and Ajmeri Arcade. I always shopped there, and they were friendly shop owners welcoming you, which you never find today. And my late mum should take us shopping in the market and more. Wow. More. Wow, those were the most beautiful days.
Yeah.
And comes some Raja Khan.
Of course.
Jazakallah khair for that, Raja.
Yeah, absolutely. We would stop over in certain places. Faisal, you know, it must be said,
Yeah.
back in those days, people would stop over at the Emmanuel Cathedral Church just to light a candle if you write in exams. Sometimes it was regardless of the religion that you were. And then people would go to the Bashapir.
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
regardless again
Yes.
of the religion that you are. Get the water, get the ashes.
Yes.
And
had
you know,
all the
it was an
rituals.
open, really good feeling to be standing in that particular place. And then a lot of people would have told me, because we didn't experience this, but when they would come to town from Chatsworth, they would come to the bottom, that bus stop there, walk up that bus stop.
Bridge there.
That's right. Walk over the bridge and then either go left to Victoria Street or right straight on to Queen Street by Brook Street. And then when they would go to Queen Street, they said you would stop off, obviously, before that at the Bashapir.
Yeah.
You would then stop off at the cathedral and then go on to your town to do your busy business and what have you.
Yeah.
And that market walk was such a vibrant market walk because everything was happening. You know, you could buy things.
Everything.
You didn't. I don't even know those days whether there were the big major supermarkets.
No, I don't think.
I think OK's was there.
Yeah, the OK's and things. Those were there,
but there was nothing much.
Nothing,
you know,
you didn't get the supermarkets that you see these days.
Not at all.
Yep.
The one that did come up in Queen Street was Mysteries.
Yep.
That was like the very first non-white. Before that, we had just the A.V. Muhammad's and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
We used to get everything from A.V. Muhammad, isn't it?
Yeah, but also what used to happen, what we used to get in supermarkets, you used to get in the grocery stores and things that along Prince Edward Street, Victoria Street.
Yeah.
You know, there were lots of these stores there, and they should get it there. Yeah.
But what's also strange, Faisal, I don't know about you, but sometimes my mom would send me to buy one soap.
Yes,
one soap.
yes.
If you tell our children today to go and buy a soap, they'll be horrified. You know, like just one.
Yes.
Man, that's all. We lived like that, and we were fine. You know, I remember sometime I had to go and buy that green soap.
Yes, nerves, no.
Yeah, I don't know what it was,
I
but
know.
A.V. Muhammad would cut it.
Yes, no, that
It was a long one, and you'd say you want half or a quarter,
blue soap.
and he would just take the knife and put it on it and cut it.
Yeah.
Oh man, we tell our kids today to go out there. I'm sure they'll be horrified to know that this is how we lived out there.
But it was fun. No one complained.
Yep, indeed.
No one complained.
Well, as we spoke about earlier, Faisal, The Lotus People by Uncle Aziz Hassam, the late Aziz Hassam, you know, just to give you an account, it's a sweeping historical novel. It captures the soul of Durban's Grey Street Casbah through the lens of one Indian family's journey across generations. It was published in 2003. It's more than just fiction, Faisal. It's a textured archive of memory, resistance, and cultural identity. Uncle Aziz told me who the characters were based on.
Okay.
So I have a clear indication, although the characters in the book are fictional, but I know exactly who it's based on because he did tell. But a quick overview, it follows the Suleiman family, beginning with the patriarch Yahya Ali Suleiman, a hawker who builds a business empire in the Casbah. It explores the migration from India, the urban struggle, and generational conflict. It blends politics, gang culture, and spiritual resilience. It's set against the backdrop of apartheid. It reveals how ordinary lives were shaped by extraordinary people. Faisal, it is really a good book. It actually takes you right in India, takes you on that trip in the ship, takes you right to the dusty streets of Durban, and the heartache and the betrayal that our people had to go under. But they were promised to come here to wonderful things, didn't work out that way. But our people, being so resilient, actually made it happen.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful message for you there, buddy.
Absolutely. It says, Assalamu alaikum, walaikum salam. How can you forget about the Dutch apples in Carlisle Street and Epsom Road? We used to pick them up on our way home and end up with purple fingers. And that comes from our sister Farida.
Yep. In fact,
Sister Farida, we can never forget that.
I remember walking on First Avenue going for Dutch apples.
Did you eat them though? I
Yes, no, I used to wash them.
I didn't like them because it left a bitter taste
No,
in my mouth.
you have your salt and your chili powder.
Oh,
and that.
no.
You know, there's a way of doing these things.
Yeah, I wasn't good with that. And then the purple fingers. Oh, yeah, you're right.
But that reminds me of our school, Crescent School.
Oh, yeah.
We had those, what Madoni jumbo.
Oh,
we call it,
yes,
those trees.
yes.
They keep on falling and you got to keep on catching them. Every time you catch them, you got a thing on your head. You know, your hands are messed. We used to have white shirts. The office come with pink marks on our shirts.
And did it mess the floor as well?
No, it did.
They were all your shoes and stuff like that.
Messed. But that was part of
That
life.
was
We enjoyed
part
it.
of life,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but the Dutch apple is a good memory. Very good.
Carlisle Street. I wonder why they were in Carlisle Street and Epsom Road.
And
Okay?
it went down through First Avenue.
It did.
right through, yes.
They must have, purposely planted those seeds up there. But that's really good. Sister Rashida, salams, my brothers, good memories. I remember my dad should take us to the harbor and we would jump off the car and run to the swings. But now I don't think there is swings there anymore. Haven't seen them for years. You know where that is?
Yes, the park, right?
Just
in
near the
corner.
entrance
Yes,
of
we
the
should call it
harbor.
the Point Park. I think.
That's
That's what because Albert Park was
there was
this side.
another name for it, but we're not going to go
No,
there.
no, we're not going there. But the Albert Park's on this side, and this
This was
yeah.
way over there.
Yes.
Yes, I know that the swings. That was the. In fact, this sister who writes the sister it was brother Rashid.
Oh, no, I think this is Sister Rashida. There. Oh, there's another one. No, that's the message you read was from
Sister
Rashida
right.
about the.
Sister Rashida, you were lucky. You were driven there. We walked there with our moms and dads.
Yes, of course. Okay, let's see what Brother Rashid has to say.
Okay.
Salams. Those days we had the small Bond Street supermarket for the 1 bar soaps.
There you go.
Rashid, there you go.
There you go. Thank you, Brother Rashid, for that one.
no.
You sort of confirming what I just said. 1 bar
Okay.
soap.
And there's a brother or sister 061 that says, Salams, guys, enjoying Casbah. I was born and grew up in Victoria Street. I remember Chunilas. We played around there.
Yeah, we did, man.
Yep.
Faisal, we grew up regardless of who was next door to us
Yep.
in terms of religion, social standings.
Yes, that meant nothing.
None. We spoke about it last week. How often were we sent next door to get some sugar or salt?
Yes. And it was part of it
You
accepted.
never felt embarrassed.
Exactly. But
Never
right
felt
now,
embarrassed.
yeah.
No, don't ask your kid.
Okay, right now, buddy,
Yeah.
we need to take an ad break.
We're going to do
So let's go for it. And
It is
take it off.
now 42 minutes after 9 o'clock. You with Brother Faizal MJ Suleman and me, Buddy Govender. We are chatting as we always do on a Friday evening, inshallah. This is Radio Al Ansar. We'll be back in a bit.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al Ansar.
For too many communities across Africa and the world, access to clean water remains a dream. At Africa Muslims Agency, we dig deep, reaching into the heart of the earth to fill the cups of those in need. Sponsor a water well for 16,500 Rand, or a borehole in Afghanistan for 55,000 Rand, or Africa for 65,000 Rand, or any amount. With water comes food, health, education, and growth. An ongoing reward with Africa Muslims Agency.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Yunus Sakur. I'm the CEO of the Al Ansar Foundation and Media Network. The 18th of July is an annual international day to honor our first Black president in South Africa, Nelson Mandela, also known as Madiba. Nelson Mandela fought for social justice for 67 years, and the call is made worldwide to sacrifice 67 minutes to serve and bring people together to fight poverty, promote peace and cultural diversity. The Al Ansar Foundation Media Network supports the initiative and encourages all of us to be part of this process on Mandela Day. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to always serve humanity. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hasin Bonanga, Hasin Bonanga, Mandela, La Percona, La Percona.
Kruger Rands are a timeless investment. Every day, thousands trust Issa Bullion to buy, store, and sell them effortlessly. With 16 years of global expertise, we make gold trading simple. Trade 24/5 from anywhere on our user-friendly platform, a first for South Africa. Each Krugerrand is fully insured and stored in high-security vaults. Enjoy competitive pricing and guaranteed buyback. Isa Bullion, built on trust, driven by expertise, focused on your future. Visit isabullion.co.za today.
Sponsor an orphan, and you'll help support a vulnerable child to have the education they've always dreamed of, so they can build a brighter future. You'll be feeding a hungry stomach and a hungry mind with knowledge that will last them a lifetime. That's the power of an education. Sponsor an orphan now with Islamic Relief.
Get ready to unleash your creativity. Join us for a fun-filled morning of art, laughter, and inspiration at our Sip and Paint event, Saturday, the 19th of July, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 207 West Road Conference Hall. A creative morning of painting and self-expression. Inspiring words from our guest speakers, Nadira Chipa, Chafinaz Hassam, and Zinat Ayub. Delicious lunch to be served. Don't miss out. Mark your calendars for July 19 and get ready to unleash your inner artist.
Plan your dream holiday with the specialist, World of Travel, as we pride ourselves in offering you the best in Hajj and Umrah. We also offer travel packages to the Middle East, Far East, and many more exotic destinations. Call our professional travel consultants now on 031 20 888 or view our website www.worldoftravel.co.za. Visit us at 44 Crescent Street as memorable journeys begin with World of Travel by Irshad Malik.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Own your crown this Women's Day, 9th August with Al Ansar Foundation. An unforgettable day with the dynamic Apasakira Ansarmia, the multi-talented Rabia Carvalho, the energetic Fahima Asmal, and your favorite Radio Al Ansar presenters. A crowned event awaits you. Tickets 250 Rand. Call outreach now. Dress up, show up. Own your crown this Women's Day, 9th August with Al Ansar Foundation. You know what really gets under my skin? When my cake or icing just doesn't come out right. It's such a bummer. But I found this incredible margarine called Wooden Spoon, and it's been a total lifesaver for my baking adventures. It makes my icing turn out just perfect every time. When I whip up something with Wooden Spoon, I feel like a master baker. Seriously, my cakes have never looked better. The secret? Wooden Spoon margarine. It's like the magic ingredient for nailing those perfect bakes. And guess what? It's even endorsed by the South African Bakers Guild Association. Just another quality product from the Willowton Group.
اللهم إنك ترى ما نزل بنا في غزة من الأحوال يا ذا الجلال والعزة يا ذا الجبروت والعزة اللهم أعز أهل غزة اللهم فرج عن أهل غزة اللهم فرح أهل غزة اللهم انصر أهل غزة اللهم داوي جريحهم اللهم اشف مريضهم اللهم اقبل شهيدهم اللهم ارحم ميتهم اللهم كفف جراحاتهم وبرد آلامهم اللهم واجعل لهم وللمسلمين فرجا قريبا يا الله اللهم فرج عنا وعن المسلمين في كل مكان اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين واخذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين يا رب العالمين سبحانك سبحانك ترى الظالمين فتمهلهم حتى يظنوا أنك تهملهم وتبتلي الصالحين في الدنيا حتى يستيئسوا فإن استيئسوا أتيتهم بنصرهم اللهم إنك تعلم أن جراحات المسلمين كثيرة وآلامهم كثيرة في كل مكان وفي كل زمان اللهم فانصرنا على أعدائنا يا الله اللهم فثبت أقدامنا يا الله.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور أحب الوفي الأمين
Welcome back. It's 10 minutes up to 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Sorry. That's right. We're losing track of time. And we got the last 10 minutes of the show. You with myself, Buddy Govender, and of course, brother Faizal MJ Suleman. We are talking echoes of the Casbah. Messages coming in right now. It says, this is from Sister Mariam. She said, I must say, having known Nickel Square as a parking area only with shops downstairs, when reading occasionally about the Natal Indian Congress meetings at Nickel Square, I always imagined the members gathered up on one of the floors. Thanks for narrating. It was an open area. There you go. Excellent. Thank you very much for that. Because, yep, it's indeed, we always think that building's been there forever when we don't know. Another message coming in from a no name. It's got a number. It says, Salams alaikum salam. One of the pioneers in Madrasa Arcade, known as Sadiq, passed away quite recently. He owned a shop for about 40 years. Just recently, I met Fiki Valley in Overport, bringing memories of Curry's Fountain and Berea Football Club. Yeah, I didn't know that Sadiq from the madrasas, Allah grant him the higher status in Jannah. Ameen. Yep, indeed.
In fact, I'm going to try and get some of our footballers to come in.
Yeah. I was just about to say, if people out there may not know, but I run a Facebook page and I've been running it for about close to 17 years now. And it's called Grey Street Casbah and Surrounds. It's on Facebook. It has some of the most amazing photographs of town. If you want to get on there, please get on to Grey Street Casbah and Surrounds. Put an application in quickly to come in. I will approve it, and you will just be astounded. We then also have the history of non-racial football in the Casbah, and that shows all the footballers, all the games, and I obviously administer that as well. So please do get onto that one. But yeah, it would be nice to have some of those guys. Faisal, the photographic studios in town. Okay, so there was quite a few. There was one just off the corner of Leopold Street and Grey. When you walk in towards Leopold Street, it was the second last shop before the cosmetic shop. Do you remember when you would go into those things? They had like scenes.
Yes.
And you could have a mountain scene or a lake or something like that there. And I'm going to show you this photo now. Some of you, maybe, I don't know if you can see it, but look at this here. Let's try and get it. Yeah. Look at that photograph. Do you remember when the guys would go and take a photograph? All the guys.
Yes.
About like 10 of us would walk in.
But we all
sunglasses on.
Yes. And all well just visited Uncle.
Posing. And the main thing is we wanted to look like big shots, didn't we? Hey, some of us just amazing. But did you ever go and have something taken there?
Yes. Several. We went to several studios.
We didn't have cameras
studio
back then.
Patson Studio, Crown Studios. Then in Prince Elsie, there was a studio as well. I think where was a Karwa, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you ever get a ticket in the street to go and pick up a photo?
Yes.
Where the guys just took your shots?
Ranjit Kelly, what was it? No,
there was a guy with like a big afro.
Big afro, and we're walking with a camera. Just take a photograph and give you the ticket. Yes.
And then like a week later, you would go to one of these little offices up in Victoria Street.
And you're walking.
And you would pay in and you would have a whole box of these white envelopes.
You go through
it, put it out, look at your photo and like, okay, thanks, and pay him. I don't even know how much it was, like 80 cents maybe.
I can't recall.
But that today is like history. It's taken a time snap in history. So
today you're taking yourself selfies dime a dozen.
One of the other areas that we are talking about, Faisal, is the Warwick Avenue area, because that's an integral part of the Casbah as well.
It is.
Warwick Avenue area by the market, it was a very, very multicultural area.
It was.
There were everybody was living in that Warwick Avenue area, and some of the buildings, lots of the buildings, are still there.
Is it?
If you go up Wolds Road, if you take a chance, I wouldn't suggest that you do go by yourself. I went there, and it is just horrendous. You can't drive through there. It's like a taxi rank. The taxis are parked all over the streets. But in all those little lanes where all the tea rooms were, the cafes, the little houses, many of them gone. but they're still there. So maybe one day we'll also get in a car.
In fact, I was quite surprised when you showed me some of the photographs earlier.
Yep.
That lots of the oldies still been restored. I mean, still retained.
Well, not retained, but restored. I want to put up another photograph as well. I hope you can see this one if you're watching us on Facebook Live.
I'm not seeing a photograph, buddy.
No, hang on.
It's not a photograph.
No, hang on. My apologies, but a nice photograph of the Casbah area. So I go down in the evenings and somehow I can't get it now. Put it up. I go down in the evenings with my camera. I try to go down at various times, and the early evening, Faisal, where the sun is just about dropping behind the Bria, is amazing.
Beautiful.
And we never saw it back in the day because it was like every day for us.
What used to happen when we used to use, the entrance to the freeway from Warwick Avenue to Bria, you used to get that. You used to see it previously, that scene.
Well, see, you were heading back to Overport.
Yes.
We were not. We were walking into our flats.
But I don't think anybody uses that road anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, a lot of the photographs, you want to check them out, you can go to Grace Street, Casbah and surrounds, and you will just be astounded by photographs that are there. Another thing it does, Faisal, it still connects people.
Oh, yes.
I get maybe sometime a message from somebody in Canada or New Zealand, and they say they're looking for somebody. Can you believe it? In 20 minutes, they sometimes find those people. And then they're talking about they were neighbors, their mums knew each other. That just brings huge smiles on our face.
Do you know how many of those photographs go viral?
Oh, absolutely. I know.
In fact, what happens is that I noticed in many groups that I'm part of, these photographs come in, name the people in the photograph.
Yeah.
And then that's a whole night of discussion.
Absolutely.
This was Mr. X and this was Mr. Y, and I remember this about him. And it's all positive stuff.
Absolutely.
And then the one person must say, and in fact, every time, see how immaculately dressed they were. Their shoes were shining.
And also, I remember what we used to when we used to talk about somebody like this. Remember back in the term we used to coin, it was we open the files.
Yes, we open the files. Yes,
you said don't open my files or whatever. But yeah, exactly, immaculately dressed.
Yeah.
Your father, the gentleman that sort of walked around town. Everybody was dressed neatly. The ladies as well.
Yep.
At those days, also quite a few ladies would wear saris.
Yes.
In town. Do you ever see that now? Never.
Very rare.
Very, very, very rare. Well, you know what? I'm glad that you've joined us on this Casbah trip. We're going to be, as you know,
we're reaching the end of the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not the end of the road. We're just for the night.
We got to go home now, Faisal. I'm just thinking about this. Standing downstairs, Good Hope Center, as 14-year-olds with all our friends. There was a certain time, and none of us had a watch.
Yes.
But yet we knew times. There was a certain time where it was time to head on home, isn't it?
Yep.
One mum may scream for somebody, and then you're like, okay, guys, see you.
Time up.
What do we say? Check you in the morning.
Check you in the morning. I didn't do my homework, man.
Exactly.
Yes, I need to go and get it done.
Do you ever remember saying, I'll check you in the morning at 9 o'clock? No, it was I'll check you in the morning.
Yeah,
we just knew.
You just know. You go down, you bounce the ball in the center of the road, and everybody starts coming in.
Hazel,
yeah,
always such a wonderful thing having you walk down Casbah with me as well. Inshallah, we look forward to catching up with all our lovely listeners again next Friday, 9 o'clock. Please do tell your family and friends. Tell them to join us on this nostalgic trip through the Casbah. And again, we want to share it with you. Tell us about your trips.
And send us some voice notes as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you're tired of listening to this, Buddy and myself.
Yeah. Yep. One of the days, we're going to we'll let you know in advance. We're going to be parked outside the Grey Street Juma Masjid, and the show is going to be from there. So we're going to look forward to seeing you down there. So please, let's get involved in the show. This is all about us. Nobody owns anything of the Casbah. We all live there. We all took a piece of it. It's our duty to make sure that it never, ever dies, Faisal.
It won't, inshallah. No
Excellent.
You'll be listening to Ikra Wafam next. That's at 10:30. And from 10 to 10:30, Monley has promised he's going to play the most beautiful nasheeds for us. Yep. Monley? Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, and after that we listen to Ikra Wafam, and that's the tafsir of certain parts of the Holy Quran by hosted by Brother A.K. Muhammad, and he has a guest each evening. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on Rise and Shine. And Buddy will be with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Inshallah, at 3 o'clock as we'll kick off and bring you the best of world sport.
Yep. And Buddy, I'm sure you're going to speak about, we'll get to Chelsea's victory privately, no problem.
Absolutely. A wonderful victory nonetheless.
Thank you. Buddy.
Thank you very much for joining us. Do take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. From me, Buddy Govender, and
Faizal MJ Suleman.
You take care.
الأمين الأغار فأهل الوفاء كلام